friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and my friend Arloth and I are here today to talk to you about a couple books that we just recently read that we're super excited about, and we think that they're awesome enough that you're going to be excited about them as well. So the first one I want to talk about is called Amira and Hamza, The War to Save the World, and that's by Samira Ahmed. Amira and Hamza. Now, I thought this book was absolutely phenomenal. I picked it up because of the cover and I thought it looked really fun and adventurous. But you know what this book really reminds me of? It reminds me of a Rick Riordan Presents book, or even a Rick Riordan book, because it has to do with a lot of different mythologies, a different culture, but it also has a lot of action, it has a lot of adventure, and it's super funny as well. I love this book. So what is it about? So it's about Amira, who is this young girl who's with her even younger brother, and it is the day of a super rare full moon. It's like a full moon, blue blood moon, something like that. And on this particular day, they happen to both be at this exhibit for medieval Islamic astronomy. And they're kind of bored, they're kind of not really into it, and they're fighting a lot. So on this particular day, which like I said has a rare blood moon going on, her brother Hamza actually by accident unleashes this super secret moon box that causes all kinds of calamity. So now that he has opened this box, day has turned to night and everyone around them has fallen asleep except for them. There is a piece of the moon that has broken off that is now hurtling towards Earth that they have to try to prevent. And not only that, but they are starting to come into all kinds of different creatures. So they run into these jinn who tell them that that the siblings are actually a part of this ancient prophecy and that they're going to have to save the world. There's all kinds of other creatures and monsters. This book is just chock full of interesting, awesome, fun adventures. And like I said, it really reminds me a lot of the Rick Riordan Presents. If you really like Arusha, the Arusha series and The End of Time and the rest of them, this is a really great book to read next. Another book it reminded me of is The Serpent's Secret, right? By Sayatani Dasgupta. Another one that's sort of like adventurous with mythology and folktales and stuff like that. Really fantastic book. Absolutely love this. Give it a try. It's by, like I said, Samira Ahmed, and it's Amira and Hamza, The War to Save the World. Really cool, fun, exciting book. The next one I want to read is actually called Dust and Grim. And this is by Chuck Wendig. And I first was really excited about this book because I really like this author. He writes a lot of grown-up Star Wars books. He writes a lot of grown-up science fiction and fantasy books. And I really love when authors that write for one particular age group shift and start writing for other age groups as well. Because that's really cool. Because then you, as young people, get to experience their writing at an even earlier age. And that's super amazing. So I was really excited about this when I picked it up, and then I started reading it and I loved it even more. First of all, look at those really cool wolves on the front cover. Aren't they awesome? They play a really big part in this book. So this is the main story of a girl named Molly, who's right here, and her older brother called Dust. Well, Dustin, but she calls him Dust. So Molly is kind of upset because she's kind of got the short end of the stick, or how she believes it to be. So basically, when her and her brother were younger, their parents separated, and their mom, who was really kind and loving, took in Dustin, and the dad, who was kind of aloof and not really caring and like real flighty and wasn't very stable, he took Molly. So Molly feels like she didn't get this great upbringing that her older brother did. Well, now both the parents are dead. The siblings are estranged. They don't barely even know each other. And Molly's like, you know what? I deserve some of this inheritance, because apparently when the mom died, there's this estate that she believes, you know what, I should get a piece of this pie. This is crazy. I've lived with my dad, who's kind of a deadbeat, my whole life. I am entitled to some awesomeness now. So she finds this uncle of hers that she never knew about, who is a lawyer, and they go after Dustin, and they're like, hey, we want a part of this. What's going on? So Dustin very reluctantly agrees. She moves into this estate with him and his helper, and she starts to realize that there's something kind of off about this. So the place where he lives, apparently the business that his mom, that she passed on to him, was a funeral home. But there haven't been any funerals that Molly has seen. And there's supposed to be a cemetery, but she can't find it. And the wallpaper is really weird. She keeps seeing things that might be ghosts. There's all these locked doors everywhere and strange noises in the night. So now not only is she kind of having to deal with this fact that she's got this brand new brother that she's trying to learn how to cope with and be with and start a relationship with him, but she's also now has to deal with all these weird, crazy things that are going on. And I'm not going to give too much away, but I will say that the funeral home and the cemetery, there is so much more going on there that meets the eye. And you have to read it to find out. This book was hilarious. I did not expect it to be as funny as it was. And the cover I know looks a little bit like it's spooky or creepy. It's definitely a little bit creepy. There are some creatures in here that are very interesting, but it's done in a really hilarious way, and it's not scary at all. So if you're worried about maybe it being too freaky or scary or creepy, it's really on a very low level of that factor. More often than not, I was laughing than going, whoo. So it was a hilarious book. Molly is very precocious and sarcastic, and one really cool thing about her that I liked is that she loves to dress up in different costumes. She's a cosplayer. She likes to create costumes. She likes to create these personas from different movies and animes and stuff that she watched. And I don't know that I've ever read a book that had a person that was really into that before, so that was very cool too. And there's also a lot of really fun illustrations at the beginning of each chapter, which are really cool as well. So again, that's one I really highly recommend, Dust and Grim. It doesn't matter what time of the year you read it. Like I said, it's got a teeny bit of a creepiness to it, but more than anything else, it's hilarious. So if you're looking for a book that's going to make you giggle and smile and also deal with a lot of really cool things with sibling relationships and learning how to be a family, this is a fantastic book, Dust and Grim. Well, those are the ones we've got to talk about today, and I hope that they sound really cool and interesting. If so, please feel free to come and check them out from Farmington Community Library. Don't forget to give this video a like if you did like it, and come in and talk to me about these books and let me know what you thought. Thanks so much, my friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.